Good day, everyone. Welcome to our Sociology in Education Forum. Before we begin, let me introduce ourselves. I'm SASMETASRI, your moderator, Miss Una, our school principal, Miss Dina, a dedicated teacher, Mr. Tanesh, our representative parents, Kina, our head prefect and student voice, and lastly, Mr. Silva, representing the community and government initiative. Today, we will explore how social economic status, which includes family income, parental education, and social standing, shapes many parts of students' life, especially in Malaysia. As a group, we believe education should be a great equalizer, but these factors often create barriers that prevent students from reaching their full potential. Let's start with our principal, Miss Una. Based on your school experience, how do you see this issue?
Thank you, Sas, and good morning, everyone. I completely agree that this factor deeply affect our students even before they enter the classroom. In our schools, we often see students from low-income households coming without breakfast, impacting their ability to focus. Some have inconsistent attendance due to transport costs. During the pandemic, students in rural areas struggle with online learning due to poor internet and shared devices, leading to learning gaps we are still addressing. Social class also influence co-curricular participation. Students from privileged backgrounds often join competitions and take leadership roles, while others hesitate due to financial constraint or low confidence. These realities show how socioeconomic status directly affect attendance, participation, and overall learning experience. Sas, what's your take on this before we pass to Dina?
Thank you, Ms. Ona, for sharing on ground realities. I agree that these barriers can affect students' motivation and sense of belonging in school. It's eye-opening how even basic like breakfast and transport can impact child's learning readiness. Miss Dina, from a classroom perspective, how do these issues translate into student performance and participation?
All right. Thank you, Sas, for your questions. You see, as a teacher, I see these differences daily in the classroom, and they are just more than academically. So, students from high-income backgrounds, they are often to attend tuition and have stable internet access, and they also can bring extra reference material to the class. This gives them a significant head start, which benefits them, especially in high-content subjects such as mathematics and science. However, students from lower income backgrounds, always include on classroom instructions, making it harder for them to keep pace, especially when they return to the environments with limited support or study fees. So furthermore, parental education also plays a critical role. Parents with theory education really understand the curriculum and can guide children's learning guide and also revision for them. On the other hand, for students that have parents from B40 backgrounds, despite their dedication and hard work, I feel that they are more unequipped to assist with homework or school projects. And simply this is because they are more busy with too many jobs and also just simply lack the time or energy to engage. So social class also indirectly influences attitudes towards schooling. Some students are pressured to prioritize work over their academic because they see education as something that's out of reach, especially when they have financial hardship. And as teachers, we try to bridge these gaps by offering many differentiate instructions, using more visuals, hands-on activities, extra guidance such as tutors after class, and we also ask them to stay after school hours for we to give more support and also give more tuition. But we cannot do this alone. There must be a systematic interventions from the government or from the school itself, like reduced student-teacher ratios, accessible digital interventions, and also school-wide mentoring programs. This is to ensure that all students can receive a fair education they deserve. So, Sas, I will hand over to you so that we can listen more regarding the parents' perspective.
Thank you, Ms. Ina. I appreciate how you highlighted the hidden barriers within the classroom and how these differences influence the student confidence. It reminds us that teachers alone cannot fix these gaps without broader support system. Now, let's hear from Mr. Tanesh, representing parents. What challenges do you face in supporting your child's education within this socio-economic reality? Now, let's hear from Mr. Tanesh, representing parents. What challenges do you face in supporting your child's education within these socio-economic realities?
Okay, thank you, sirs. From the parents' perspective, we always want the best for our children, but financial limitations are a big challenge. For example, like tuitions, transport, school uniforms, and also internet data erupts, especially for the B40 families. Sometimes we have to prioritize our basic needs rather than something extra resources. So parental education also matters. Like myself, which I don't have my tertiary education, which really helps. It's hard for my children to cope up with their studies. So social class impacts access to information too. Some parents know about scholarships and programs while the rest remain unknown. So schools and communities can support through doing workshops so that it empowers regardless of our backgrounds and our race. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tanesh. Your perspective helps us to understand how parental education and financial pressures intersect with education. Kina, as a student, what do you observe among your peers regarding this issue? Kina, as a student, what do you observe among your peers regarding this issue?
Thank you, Sas. As a student, I can see clear differences. Some friends have laptop and attend tuition, helping them to excel. Others share devices with their siblings and rely on public Wi-Fi. Social class also affects aspiration. Students from wealthier families plan for private universities or study abroad, while others worry about the financial burden of further education. It also affects mental health. Some students feel embarrassed about their financial situation, leading to low self-esteem. I believe schools and the government need to create target support system to ensure fairness for all the students.
Thank you, Kina. It's powerful to hear how these issues impact your peers' dreams and mental health. Now, Mr. Silva, could you share what initiatives the government and community have in place to address these inequalities? Now, Mr. Silva, could you share what initiatives the government and community have in place to address these inequalities?
Sure, Sas. Thank you, Sas and Gina, for sharing that so honestly. It really shows how these challenges are on the ground. From the government side, we see how income and family background can affect whether a student comes to school hungry or has the tools to learn. That's why we have programs like Rancangan Makanan Tambahan, also known as RMT, for meals, Kumpulan Wang Amanah Pelajar Miskin, KWAPM, for financial aid, and Pranti Siswa to support online learning. Still, there are challenges. For example, the Ministry of Education reported in 2023 that about 30% of B40 students struggled with device access during online learning, making it hard for them to keep up. The 2022 UNICEF Malaysia report highlighted that many children from B40 families lack digital access, which affects their future opportunities. We were working with NGOs on community tutoring, career guidance, and mental health support for students to get holistic help, not just in academic. At the end of the day, it's not just about policies, but about ensuring no child is left behind. Moving forward, personally believe, it's really about all of us. Schools, parents, communities, and the government working together to bridge this gap so every child in Malaysia has a fair chance to succeed no matter what is their background.
Thank you, Mrs. Rita, for explaining the current efforts. Today, we shared how income, parental education, and social class deeply shape the student's education opportunity, aligning with sustainable development goals for quality education. This is our shared responsibility to ensure inclusive and equitable education for all. Before we close, let's do a quick reflection round. Which share one priority we should focus on to address these issues?
We must reduce barriers to attendance and participation for underprivileged students. As a teacher, I believe that targeted academic support and definitional learning are really essential for students.
Parents need resources and guidance to support children within their means.
Students deserve equal opportunities, regardless of background.
We need stronger policies and partnerships for educational equity.
Thank you everyone for your meaningful contribution and reflection. Let's continue to work towards creating an education system in Malaysia that truly leaves no one behind. This concludes our Sociology in Education Forum. Thanks for watching.